A recent report on data center trends show that Atlanta has surged to become the second largest data center market in the world in terms of inventory capacity. As these information hubs continue to pop up, concerns over protecting the environment keep rising as well. Joining us now is Diorio. He's the Vice President of the State Policy for Data Center Coalition. Welcome to the show, Dan.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Why is Georgia such a magnet for these data center constructions, and how does that fit into the national tech infrastructure map?
Well, it's important to remember that data centers are everything we do every day. It's how we work, it's how we learn, it's how we communicate, it's buying groceries, it's streaming content, but it's our bank accounts and our healthcare records. Georgia has become a central market for data center development for a variety of reasons. One is a vibrant tech workforce, a vibrant construction workforce, access to reliable energy, access to reliable land, and also Georgia being the number one, if not one of the top states to do business in the country.
I guess that's a good thing, but we've been hearing lately how these data centers has been getting a lot of pushback based on the, and even here in the metro area, based on the noise that they generate, the heat, the water problems that they get, overall safety. What do you say about these critiques?
Well, I think data centers are very responsible users of the inputs that go into their facilities, and they're committed to responsible development in the communities in which they locate, obviously, including in the metro Atlanta area. It's important to keep lines of communication open, between residents, between local leaders, between utilities and regulators. But data centers are committed to being responsible energy and water users. In particular, they're prioritizing advanced cooling systems, sustainable water management practices, access and increased renewable energy, as well as additional energy efficient technologies. Those are some of the top inputs that go into the facility, and data centers have a built-in incentive to use them very responsibly and wisely.
Last week, Dan, we talked about this very topic. We talked to Dr. Andrew Chin. He's from the University of Chicago, about the rise of data centers. We asked him what would be the smartest way to build these data centers and what would be best for our communities. Here's what he had to say.
I think communities should band together and insist that the data center is environmentally responsible. They might want to negotiate some kinds of contribution to community. I think they're sometimes called community benefit agreements.
Yeah.
To ensure that some of the value in the employment of this digital bonanza that's happening comes to the community where the data centers are hosting it.
Dan, what's your reaction to what Dr. Chin had to say?
Well, data centers are an economic driver, and they've been an economic driver in Georgia, contributing over $25 billion to Georgia's GDP, employing over 176,000 workers across Georgia, and bringing back over $1 billion in state and local tax revenue. Data centers are an economic driver for Georgia, and they will continue to be one. And so I think it's important to remember that they are a central piece of maintaining our U.S. global competitiveness as we look at the rise of digital infrastructure and artificial intelligence across the globe. But also they're an essential part of our national security as well. We want our data secured here, safe and securely domestically.
Yeah. Do you realistically think Georgia could lead the way on climate smart data infrastructure?
Again, I think Georgia is very much leading the way in data center development and realizing those economic benefits. And I think continued open conversations between the industry, between communities, utilities, regulators, local leaders, and state lawmakers is important to ensure that we can continue to keep Georgia a top state for business, a top state for data center development, while also working with the industry to realize all the responsible and sustainable practices that it's already using in the state of Georgia.
All right, Dan, thanks so much for your insight today, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, take care.